you guys been asking like, yo, how do you warm up for like say the big lifts, squats, bench, deadlifts, that kind of stuff. I kind of want to just like tell you guys a different way of warming up. Like not the way you should, but this is the way you think about warming up. So like a couple things to consider. Like I used to do this wrong for the longest time. It's like thinking about how am I working out today? What am I doing in my actual workout, right? So just for example purposes, I'll be showing you guys like a example squat warm up. It might be different for everyone. So the first thing is think about like, hey, you're squatting, right? What's happening in a squat, right? Whatever, your knees are getting bent like this, your hips are going down, right? So if we are on the side before the squatting, we're running on a treadmill, or we're doing things like, just like walking around or, foam rolling, everything. How does that translate directly into squatting, right? So just think about that for a second. I'm not saying anything is wrong. I'm just saying that think about how you warm up, right? So the way I like thinking about warm-ups now compared to before is like, okay, so if I'm gonna squat today, the first thing I like doing is something passive, especially if I'm sitting all day, so I feel a little stiff, a little tight. First thing would be like a couch stretch, for example. So elevated heels, so put your foot back here, and then couch stretch, right? So how is this gonna translate to a squat? Think about what this leg is doing. How is this leg looking like? This leg looks like how I would in a squat, right? So I'm gonna hold this position 5 seconds maybe, or maybe you can do like 2 to 3 breaths, switch, and you can go down again, right? 5 reps, and you can do the same thing the other side. So that's the first thing, a couch stretch, right? The second thing we can do is, I think it's called a Froggy Stretch. So this one I like thinking about like the depth of the squat, right? So when you're squatting, you're going in this position right here. So for the Froggy Stretch, you go into this position with your feet out a little bit, you push into the ground with the forearms, and you inhale, and every exhale try to push a little deeper. Now think about this position right here. This is similar to the depth of the squat, right? So when we go on the bottom of the squat, we want to kind of mimic the same position in this stretch, right? Again, you can hold this for about like 5 to 6 breaths. Don't really try to count seconds, do more breath work here. Every exhale, try pushing a little deeper. So again, like this one, we kind of mimic the depth of the squat. The first one, we kind of mimic like how we'd be at the bottom of the squat, right? Now in this actual squat, we're actually moving, right? We're not passively sitting in one spot. So something we can do for that is a walking lunge with a slight maybe twist in your torso to get the same angle of your leg while you're in an actual squat, right? So how would that look like? Okay, so walk like this, walking lunge like this, and right here, a slight twist. So you see this knee right here? This looks similar to how you would be in the bottom of a squat, right? So this is similar to that. You get up, do the same thing on the other side, and you see this right here? With a slight twist, looks similar to a squat, right? And to add stability to this, you can do a sprinter pose in addition to that. And obviously my stability is shitty, so I just kind of fell, right? But basically you get the idea that you're trying to add passive stuff if you're really feeling stiff, and you can add some dynamic stuff to get ready for the actual squat session, right? And over time, what you want to do is like, the more like better you get stability-wise, dynamic movement-wise, you won't need to do like a lot of these passive things. Unless like, say for example, you find yourself like driving for like fucking 10 hours randomly, right? You might need to start adding the passive stuff again. But like, just start thinking more, right, in depth, how you want to actually warm up. Not just like do random stuff and get in the workout. Eventually you can just end up just like squatting with the bar and just rip it, right? Like, but right now how you want to think about it is do kind of these kind of things. Over time, like, you'll just get better overall.